Welcome back to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. If you're new here, I'm Hope, and each week I bring you step-by-step recipes that you can make in your own kitchen. Today we're making a rustic garlic rosemary bread. This is a delicious rustic artisan bread filled with garlic and rosemary, and you can bake it in your Dutch oven. Let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients are bread flour, active dry yeast, warm water, sugar, garlic powder, salt, olive oil, a full head of garlic that I'll be roasting, and you can use either dried rosemary or fresh rosemary. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get our garlic to roasting. I have a full head of garlic. I'm going to cut the top off and expose all the garlic pods. I'm going to put it into foil. I'm going to put a little olive oil and salt on here, and then we'll put it into a 400-degree oven for about 40 minutes. And we'll just stick it into a 400-degree oven for 40 minutes until it's soft and fragrant. Okay, next we're going to proof the yeast by mixing together the dry active yeast in a bowl. I had 1 packet of active dry yeast, that's 7 grams or 2 1/4 teaspoons, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 1 cup of warm water. The water should not exceed 110 degrees. If it's any hotter than that, you might kill your yeast. So between 100 and 110 degrees is a good amount. Now we're going to let that sit for about 10 minutes. And let it proof. And what we want to see is for it to be frothy on top, and then we know we have good yeast and we have active yeast. Okay, now we're going to mix our dry ingredients. 2 1/2 cups of bread flour. Now you can use all-purpose flour. It might just take a little bit longer to rise. So I'm just using the spooning method and leveling it off. So that's 2 1/2 cups of flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, one teaspoon of garlic powder. And then you can either use fresh rosemary, which I'm using today. If I don't have enough, I'll add in a little dried rosemary as well. You should have 1 to 2 tablespoons of rosemary. And rosemary and garlic together in bread, I mean, it's the best. Just give it a rough chop. I think I have about a tablespoon here. So I'll add that to the flour mixture. And you could just stop there if you wanted to. You could add 1 to 2 tablespoons of fresh rosemary. I think just for a little extra zip, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary to that. I'm going to give that a stir. I want to create a little well in there. And it looks like we have good active yeast. It's nice and frothy on top. Okay, I've taken my garlic out of the oven, and it's done after about 30 minutes actually. And I just squeezed it onto a cutting board. And there you see your whole garlic, it's softened. I'm just going to give it a rough chop. You can mash it up, into a paste if you like. But I like to see kind of chunks of garlic in my bread. We'll set that aside to cool. Now we've got our well-proofed yeast. Now we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of olive oil to the yeast mixture. Just give it a quick stir. Then we'll pour it directly into the well that we made in the dry mixture in the larger bowl. So I'm just going to take a rubber spatula and I'm going to just mix it together. The dough is going to be a little tacky, kind of a shaggy type dough. Okay, it's going to look about like that. On my clean surface, I'm just going to sprinkle a little flour here. I'm going to bring my dough at this point. I'm going to add that roasted garlic in that's already been cooled. Nice and garlicky. So you just want to try to work it in until it's well distributed. Nice pretty dough ball there. Take your larger bowl that you mixed up the dough in. You don't even have to clean it. Just add in some olive oil in there. Just grease the bowl. Okay, so drop your dough ball in there. And then we're just going to cover with a kitchen towel or plastic wrap. And we're going to let it sit until it doubles in size. Now, depending on the temperature of your kitchen and the ingredients that you used, it could take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. I like to turn it over just so the top is moist. So just like that, I'm going to cover it with a kitchen towel and set it in a warm place, and we'll be back when it's doubled in size. Okay, now the dough has doubled in size, looking good. I'm going to flour my surface. I'm going to punch it down. Transfer it here. So I'm just going to lightly knead it, kind of in on itself like that. Till it forms a ball like that. Okay, now I have a bowl with some parchment paper, and I crumpled up the parchment paper so it would fit a little bit better. Now at this point you can cut a slit in the top of it. I'm just going to do a little cross slit like that. A little cross slit like that. And then I'm going to cover it again with the tea towel, and we will wait for another 30 to 45 minutes until it rises a second time. I put my Dutch oven in the oven at 425 degrees with the lid on, empty, so that the Dutch oven heats up. Now, if you don't have one, you can still make this. With the Dutch oven, the temp is at 425. If you're just going to bake it on a baking sheet, then your oven will be at 375. And I'll include all of that in the instructions. So we'll be back once the dough has risen a second time. Okay, the bread has gone through its second rise. And now we're going to get the Dutch oven out of the oven and put the bread in it. So this has been heating up for about 45 minutes. So it's very hot. I'm going to lift this bread into the Dutch oven, being careful not to touch the sides. Put the lid back on and put it in the oven. So I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes. After we take it out, we'll check it to see if it needs more browning, and if it does, we'll take the lid off and put it back in the oven for a few more minutes. Okay, the 30-minute timer went off. Let's see what we got here. looks pretty good. I think I'm going to let it brown a little bit more. So I took the lid off, put it back in. I'm going to set it for another 10 minutes. And then we'll make sure and take the internal temperature, and it should be around 210 degrees to indicate that it's fully cooked through. And then the additional time we'll give it to brown on top. Okay, it only took about 40 minutes. Oh, it smells so good. You can smell all the rosemary and the garlic. I'm gonna slide it onto the rack and let it cool. And then we'll come back for a taste test. Now for the taste test of our Artisan rosemary garlic bread. I've been letting it cool for a few minutes, but I don't think I can wait any longer. Look how beautiful that is. Put a little butter on it. Wow, that is delicious. It's a nice outer crust and the inside is so soft. Beautiful taste of rosemary and garlic. Very simple bread. I really hope you try it. Thank you so much for joining me again here on Hope's Homemade Kitchen as we made rustic rosemary garlic bread. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to my channel, hit the bell to be notified of more videos, and share with your friends. We'll see you next time.